Hello. Hi. I'm going to do a little movie here. See if I can get a better internet connection. No. I am going live in Salt Spring, on Salt Spring Island in British Columbia. And I wanted to chat with you about, hello there, Sandra. I wanted to chat with you about Chakra 6 and Chakra 7. So we've been through Chakra 1 and all the way up through Chakra 5. 1 was your root, 2 is your sacral or your communication, closest relationships, 3 is your solar plexus, your confidence, your personal power. 4 is your heart, 5 is your throat, 6 is your third eye. So your third eye, people draw here. There, that should work. Hi there. So your third eye, where they're not trusting their intuition. And some people will close off that third eye because they're not only not trusting the intuition, but it's almost like they fear the guidance that might come from there. And so a lot of people who have headaches, they may be trying to allow too much flow, or they may not be allowing enough flow from there. So we can have issues with that third eye. If you feel like your third eye isn't open and you'd like it to be open, you can literally do that thing. You know, you do it with like kids and with with dogs and cats in order to calm them, and you can actually think about opening the lid on that third eye. So instead of it being closed, you'd actually be thinking about gently opening that up. It can connect in with headaches. It can connect in with the ones that actually wrap behind the ears. It can connect in with things with your actual eyes and vision and some of the things that go on within our head and sort of the tension that we feel in there and through the scalp. So if you know that you're having like an imbalance through any of those areas, you're getting headaches or you're having issues with your vision, then that can be third eye stuff. Usually the third eye color is seen as a very dark indigo color, so it's almost like this lapis lazuli color. It's quite a dark blue or almost like a purple color, but it's not like violet. Violet is usually saved for the crown chakra, which is up on the crown of the head. So your third eye has to do with you connecting into yourself, your highest self, your inner self on a deeper layer. And many people can be sort of scared or apprehensive of doing that. But usually when you can connect into that place or allow yourself to connect into that place, you call in more of what is purposeful and passionate to you because you're actually connecting into, you know, what do I feel? What do I think? What do I want? And that pulls in your heart in a way of self-love and self-care. Which, of course, all the chakras connect in together. So it's amazing how we interact and how we speak about our own opinion and the things that we like and don't like, and how we listen to what other people say when we bring that in, and then we have our own ideas. This is where people will channel information. So you've heard of people that are like Abraham Hicks, who actually channel, Esther Hicks channels a group of souls on the other side, many who have been here before, who bring knowledge based on everything and everyone and the universal laws, mostly manifestation and all things connected. And that is where she would open up and bring in information and guidance from. And information from your past lives, information from your life as a kid. Some of that information is opened up and accessed through the third eye, almost as like a hole or like a little window that you can sort of climb in and go into sort of the dream world or the other sort of world that is there and is and accessible that we don't necessarily think of. Many people have like weird, crazy dreams, and a lot of those can be information that you're actually pulling through from other dimensions, from other places, or things that have happened in current life that are putting themselves all together in different ways. And so dreams often tend to be connected to the emotions and experiences from current life and what you're experiencing. So if you are having weird and interesting dreams, then pay attention to how you're feeling when you wake up, because it's likely that that third eye that is going into your inner self and bringing those messages forward to you. And when you wake up, you're like, oh, I had a really weird dream, and you kind of don't think anything of it. But if you actually tap into how you felt and if that dream had any meaning or relevance to you, then that is usually something that your inner self is actually attempting to bring forward for you as information. So it's awesome to open up that third eye. You can use the globe, you can use that idea that I went through with some of the other chakras where you're actually filling a glass ball with that dark indigo blue color and allowing it to swirl and clear in there. You can use just silence, you can use meditations, and visualizations are really great. One visualization I like people to try if they're attempting to heal the body and it just doesn't seem to be working is to get into a calm place and to actually imagine pulling yourself into this place and then allowing a screen to pop up sort of beside you. And that screen that pops up beside you, you can actually think of as a place where you can put stuff in order to like move it like you're on an iPad. And so I like to think about taking cells from different areas of the body and taking them and putting on that TV screen. And once they're on that TV screen, if the cells aren't really that happy and they're not solid and they're not structured and they're not flexible and they're not like a perfect cell and the way that you pictured a perfect cell in biology class, then you can actually use that third eye on that screen to clean up that cell and to actually send love to it and to send communication to it and to send creativity to it and to send strength to it and flexibility to it. So you can actually mold the different cells so that you're cleaning them up. And then you can actually allow that cell to be put back into the body and to be delivered to the body part that you would really desire to be healed and to be healthy. And then you can imagine the whole body because you just put it into the DNA. So you can use that visualization to allow that cell to start replicating in that area. So you're allowing that healthiness to actually be distributed. So you can do that with many things. And so it's like a visualization that you can do where you're allowing that third eye to work with you. You're allowing your intuition to work with you. And you're allowing your guidance to work with you. I do that same thing when I'm thinking about, okay, what is this body part attempting to tell me? So if I do have a headache, then can I actually like pull up where the headache is and ask certain questions? Can I go inside of my body, like through that third eye as though it's a window, and look through and say, okay, am I self-sabotaging? Am I using it as an excuse? Am I needing something like magnesium because my body is not working through the muscular transaction correctly that a muscle is supposed to do? Because a muscle actually is sort of like a horse bite where muscles actually contract and then they do this thing where they pull and then open, and that's what like a contraction for a muscle actually looks like. It's a whole bunch of these little bites that go on. But you need magnesium in order for this to happen. So when you have like spasms and calf cramps and stuff, you're stuck in this position and it's like, I don't have enough magnesium in me in order to create this transaction. So it can't actually do this, and that's why the muscles actually get spasmed and stuck. Oh, you're welcome. I always have lots of information, so it's like, well, I might as well share it somewhere. It's very interesting how you can actually use like the chakras in the third eye in order to like visualize things. And so people think like, oh, meditation is so boring. Meditation is so this. Well, you can use like your visualization and your meditations to do so many things that I consider natural healing. And so when I'm talking to people about healing your body naturally, a lot of it has to do with your thoughts and beliefs and your emotions and your mind and how you visualize things being, being safe and being capable and being healthy and being vibrant and being strong, right? Like you want to see with your third eye inside of yourself all of those things that are going on within you. And yes, you're going to see through your human eyes all of those things around you, but that's how you, I want to say ascertain, is that the right word? But that's how you envision what it is that you want and don't want. And then you actually can use the third eye to go inside and say, okay, what does my inner gut and inner self want? So how do I connect the things that are outside of me and make them more a match to what is inside of me? How do I live more purposefully? Do I live more passionately? How do I connect into that place of I'm supposed to be creating this legacy and I'm here to do this like awesome thing, and how do I get the information from that? And so you can go within, and so that's really, it's fun to do, right? Most people don't even kind of think of it. They just are sort of stuck in certain patterns and don't realize they have the power. And of course that's that third chakra, that empowerment, that confidence place that you actually, if you created something in your body, like people don't understand that things like cancers and arthritis and things like lupus and fibromyalgia and things like that, those are autoimmune disorders. Those are things that you've created within your own body system. It's not like some weird disease that you've actually picked up from some plant when you went traveling somewhere that is foreign. Most of it is actually your body fighting your body. And I believe that if I created a situation where my body is fighting itself, then I can create the situation where my body is fighting itself. And if I've created a sense where my body is fighting itself, then that means I need to do something different in order to uncreate it, because doing the same things will continue giving me the same response and the same actions within. So changing something. And I guess we just, some of us don't have that creativity in order to think about what can I change that's different than what I do now, in order to allow my insides to speak to me in a way that say, hey, you're ignoring me in this way, or we're scared out of our pants about doing this, even though we know it's going to get us here and here. So how can we move into a place where this isn't so, filled with fear or filled with anxiety or filled with anger, in order to allow us to step into a place of moving forward and doing different things and getting in alignment with our purpose and our passion and that fun place that we all want to be in. Yeah, we're all human. Yes, we have to do human things. We all go to the bathroom, we all eat, we all sleep, we all do those human things that we need to do. But there are definitely things that are deeper and more meaningful that are inside us that are meant to come out. They're meant to be shared. They're meant to be, we're meant to help expand ourselves and to expand, creation and humanity being here. That's like our purpose is like expansion, and doing it in like a fun and playful way. So that's connecting into that third eye can help you go there. And when it comes to the seventh chakra, which is the crown, that one has to do more with a connection to something that's greater than ourselves. So a connection to source, a connection to being in alignment with that greater purpose. So that connection that is something like food for us, that light that keeps us alive, that essence of our being, is about that seventh chakra. So it's that soul place, and it's slightly different having that connection than that who am I at an inner place. So you at an inner place is your third eye, but connecting to the world, connecting to all that is, connecting to nature, connecting to the other souls around you who are also connecting into their own third eye, that would be the seventh chakra. So that is where we allow that light from source to come in and feed us, and we feel that connectedness to something greater and bigger than ourselves, something more expansive. So if those chakras are not open and aligned, this one you have a difficult time connecting in with yourself and knowing what you truly want and what what your passions and your purpose are. And this connects you from everyone else, so you almost feel like the silo walking around because you don't feel a connection to something greater than you. So you really, all of the chakras obviously have their own purpose, and if they're out of alignment, then life just doesn't feel as good as it could. So for some people, life might be just fine. They might be just getting along, and that's cool. They're doing enough, and that's good. But for me, I'm like, okay, but if I feel this good now, can I feel better? Because expansion is like why I'm here, right? I want to create more stuff. And so can I get the and better? Well, of course I can. I just need to change something in order to be able to get the and better. So that's where I can help. I've given you many ideas. The essential oils are awesome. There's the emotional essential oils that I used right at the beginning that were amazing. There's the brand I use is a very high-end brand. If you don't use a high-end brand, then you're likely not getting the essence of the plant. And that means that it's synthetic and it's not doing all of those magical things that oils are meant to do. So making sure that if you are using essential oils, that you are getting them. The two brands that I really like are doTERRA and Young Living. The ones that I connect with are doTERRA. If you have a rep already, then awesome. If you don't, message me if you need something. I don't push those at all, but I do recommend that people try oils and that people are using a high quality oil. If you can't eat the oil that you're using, then the quality isn't high enough. And I would never suggest that you eat an oil you bought from somewhere like Walmart, because they're just not high enough quality for me to be able to decide that I want to ingest them. And actually, putting them on your skin is the same thing, because anything that you put on your skin, including the creams and things that I used to buy at the dollar store for $1, they go into your bloodstream. Anything that you put onto your skin goes into your bloodstream in less than 30 seconds. So basically that's essentially the same as eating it. And when you inhale, it's the same thing. It goes into your nose and it goes in through your mouth as you're inhaling, and it goes into the body really quickly. So that's why I like to have people pay attention more so now than ever before, because we're having all of these issues with autoimmune conditions and things with our digestion and things with our skin and holding emotions and all of those things, where our body just seems to be reacting to synthetic things that aren't natural. So anyway, essential oils is one thing that I like to use. Crystals and gemstones is another, because they vibrate and they can change things based on, basically when you go into a rock and gem store, you're actually led through your intuition to what it is you need. So pay attention to if you actually go into a store and you actually pick up something and you're like, I don't know why, but I can't put this down. It's likely because you need it. So those can be really good. Doing things like the visualizations, like I mentioned, about putting that your cell on a screen and then allowing that cell to be absorbed back into the body and then to be replicated. Visualizations like that are actually quick and easy. You just sort of need to think of them. Doing the visualizations with the glass ball is amazing as well. The thing with doing stuff that way is that awesome, good. I'm glad to hear that, Sandra. The thing with doing stuff that way is a lot of times you need to find something that works for you. We're all very unique. We're all very different. So if you're like, oh, that didn't work for me, that's okay. That's cool. That means you tried it. So strike it off the list and try something else, because there will be something that works for you. And so that was a stepping stone to something that works. And you have an idea of what you don't want, just the same with if you're working through your purpose and your passion and what it is you're meant to do. A lot of people don't have any idea what their passion and purpose is. So if you're actually writing a whole list of things that you don't like to do or you don't want to do, then that is helpful, because it actually will take things off that list and allow you to move into, okay, I've tried this and this didn't work, and I tried this and I didn't like this. So what else can I try? What's different? What did I like about this or not like about it that I can try that's different? And so go through all of these different things and give them permission to help you. So a lot of people are very, I'll believe it when I see it. And I know that because 10 years ago that would have been me. I never would have been having this conversation with people until I started experiencing things myself. And then I was like, oh, there's way more to this. And so for me, it took a long time for me to actually transition to the scientific mind into the, let's try that because, I have no idea if it works. And so my opinion isn't going to be, that's never going to work until I try it. So I've almost like reversed my scientific mind into being more open and more, there has to be more to a black and white world than what I'm allowing in. And there has to be more fun than everything just being going to work and driving the same roads over and over again and seeing the exact same things. And so for me, it was more about expanding to seeing the world in a rainbow of colors, which of course brings in the chakras because they're a rainbow of colors. So I'm hoping that was useful for you. I can help people clear chakras for you because I can connect in with you at a soul level. I can see which chakra you're leading with. It's much easier for me to work with people later on if they are actually, hi there, Tanya. Tanya. You're going to have to give me a way to remember that, honey. It's good to see you anyway. I would like to work with people. Hello. I like to work with people. Some of you may actually notice that I connect in better with some people when I'm online like this than I do with others, and that's because some people I've actually done Akashic record work with or soul work with. And when I've actually worked with someone on a soul level, then it's almost like I already have permission to connect in with, you're welcome, to connect in with their guides and to connect in with their angels. So it's very interesting that I have a connection with certain people that I'm just building with other people because I haven't worked on people at that level. So I do work with people for medical intuition, for Akashic record work, to clear the chakras. And one cool thing I wanted to mention was I love numerology. So the 6 is about coming in after the 5. So the 5 is about transformation, about transforming how you speak to yourself, how you listen to yourself, and how you listen to others. And that's more about what that throat chakra place is all about. And then when we moved up to the 6 is that nurturing, and it's sort of that rocking chair place, and that's that place of if you look at the number 6, it's that place of bringing things from up above and allowing them to sort of swirl in and then reconnect. So it's like almost like a reconnection of self and a connection of past lives and a connection of who am I and what do I desire. So I see the 6 as being that nurturing place where you're nurturing others, you're nurturing yourself, you're going within after this big change and transformation of how am I communicating, how am I listening can happen here. And then when we go up to the 7, it's as though the line across from a 7 is very flat, and we're actually getting all that light and love and wisdom and guidance from source, and then we're actually bringing it in that lightning strike down towards the body. So it's actually coming as a place where we're allowing all of this to come in and then coming into the body. So I like the shape of the 7 as well. But tomorrow I'll pop in because the 8, there is an 8th chakra. Most people don't talk about it as part of the 7. But the 8th is about, and I've shared the 8 before, the 8 is that infinity sign on its side. 8 is about abundance, it's about wealth, it's about manifestation, it's about things being balanced and connecting like the source world in through the heart into the human world and doing that sort of dance or balance. And the 8th chakra is like way up here above the head. And what I wanted to talk about with it, and I'll go into it more tomorrow, is you can actually use I'm not going to give away what the name of it is, but you can actually use the information in your numerology numbers. Hey, Ben. I'm talking about something that I call the abundance square. And so I'll talk about it more tomorrow, but the abundance square is this like 4x4 square where you actually put in the numbers for your birth, month, day, year, and your life path number. And then you do some other calculations and you create this 16 4x4 square where when you add up every line and every row and every diagonal and the square in the middle and the four corners, each one of those patterns adds up to the same number for you. So it's as though mine adds up to 105. And I did one for a friend the other day and hers adds up to 106. And so depending on your birth information, you can create this like abundance square. And what you do with it is that you infuse it with an intention. And your intention can be anything. So I like to connect it to that 8th chakra because it's literally can be about anything. And that abundance square is something that connects into the inner number 6 chakra, that third eye, and it connects into source and it connects into infinity and abundance above because it resonates at your birth information. To see a certain number over and over again, yeah, that means that number is trying to give you some kind of guidance. So that the numbers that you're seeing over and over again tend to be guidance from your spirit team. So most people who see 4s are saying, the angels are saying that we're with you. Most people who see 5s, it's about big transformation and change is happening for you. If you see like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, that can be like a transition, like a staircase that you're climbing. If you see 11s, it's like your guides and teams saying, congratulations, you're walking through that 11 portal, which would be like 2 pillars that you're walking through, but it also means you're walking through into some changes. Yeah, so that's a 5 with a 9. So 9 is about endings and 5 is about transformations. So there's probably something transforming for you that's either coming to an end, or there'll be a change in the transformation, or there'll be a change, or there's something to do with endings. And 9 can also be like the ending can be about celebration. So possibly the message for you is about celebrating changes and transformations. So it depends if you've been seeing that 509 for a very long time or if you just started seeing it. So it could be a different message depending on the timing of it. But yeah, the numbers are definitely messages from your spirit team and from your guides that are there. They have a message for you that you're probably not picking up the way that you're meant to or the way that they're intending. And so they just keep giving you the message until you get it. But the square abundance thing that I created, or I didn't create, I've come across it again. And so because I've come across it a few times, I get the sense that I meant to share it now. So I'm actually going to start creating these abundant squares for people. So if that's something that you're interested in, then I can do all the calculations in numerology for you. Yeah, 444s can be about your own angels that are saying, I'm with you. And 3s, like 333, 3 is about tying into that confidence and personal power. And when you're seeing multiple 3s, then it could be different meanings for that. So you can look up the 333 on the internet and look up like metaphysical meaning of 333 or guidance on 333, and you'll get exactly, usually the websites that you need will be the ones that come up first. And so it's cool to look up that number yourself because it'll be what you need. But when you look at the 3s end up adding up to 9, which again, 9 is about endings. 9 is about celebrations. 9 is about being finished with a certain aspect of something and then being ready to move into what comes next. Because usually we go through patterns of 1 to 9 and then we start at 1 again. And it's almost like climbing a staircase where every time we go through that pattern, we're actually expanding in some way. And the 3s have to do with the Trinity. And so that can be taken in many different ways. But often if you think about 2 parents coming together and creating a child, then there's 3 of them. A pair who ends up adding a third, like around a dinner table, means that you're ready to bring something into a greater group. So you're ready to do something on a greater level. So it could be many different things for you, Sandra, depending on when you're seeing it. Because sometimes it has to do with what you're thinking or what is going on at that time when you see it, that the message is meant. So pay attention to when you're getting the message, not just that you saw it again. So numbers, I love all the numerology. So we'll talk to more to you tomorrow about this abundance square that you can activate in order to bring in what it is that you are intending to manifest into the physical. So what you do with this 4x4 square after you've set the intention is you activate the intention into the square, and then you actually put this into your wallet or you carry it around in your pocket. And what happens is it activates the third eye. You're welcome. You activate the third eye, and then it starts bringing, hi Pavlina, good to see you. It starts bringing inspired actions into the present. And what happens with that is the inspired action is your third eye triggering information that is from source. Awesome. That's perfect. Or just paying attention to what you were thinking about before you saw it, Tanya. I really need to figure out how to pronounce your name, because it bothers me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But yes, that's absolutely perfect. If you write it down, or if you literally are just paying attention, then you'll know the difference on if you were thinking about something work-related, or if you're thinking about one of your loved ones, or if you're thinking about something like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And then you see a bunch of 4s, your angelic team is like, yes, you can, girlfriend. So pay attention to whether it's like a pick-me-up or whether it's an inspired action or idea, like what was going on with you when you saw those, because it will be meaningful in the moment as you're getting them. So I'll talk more tomorrow about the number 8 and that infinity square, and activating what you can do with your own numerology, with your own birth numbers, because we as souls, we pick our parents. And we pick when we want to be born, because we basically picked our own numerology, and we basically pick our own date of birth because it connects into our life path and all of those things that we're meant to do. Which is why, bringing you back to the chakra system, it's important for us to align. You're welcome. You have a great night too. Thank you, Sandra. It's important for the chakras to be all aligned, because then you can actually activate and connect in with that inspired action. If your third eye is closed, then you don't get those inspirations. And if you're not open and connecting to source, then you don't get that sense of, I can do this, and I have, connection to something bigger than myself, and connection to, like, I'm important and I matter, and what I do in this world matters. So very important to keep everything in alignment, and to know yourself at an inner level and a deeper level. So if you have any more comments and questions, let me know. I'm going to go see what the puppy wants. Have a beautiful evening wherever you are, and I will chat tomorrow again with that number 8 abundance square. Have a good evening.